Hi everybody, I'm Mike Garska with SuccessToolChest.com and FindAMentor.com. Welcome to this week's Help Me Communicate, where I help you become a better communicator. This week I'm going to talk about the second part of Consciousness Now in the new animated contact communications program for effective leadership. The video is posted below this video. I just posted it. It's the animated version of detachment and timing for when things get ugly or intense in any interaction. Sometimes it's a really good idea to take the time, pause, zip, and actually detach from the interaction. We show you how to do that in the video below. But I'm going to share a story in this Help Me Communicate this week about a tough time in my life where I was faced with a real tough interaction, one that came up by surprise, where I had to detach and postpone the continuation of the conversation until a better time because I was very irritated, irate, and would have said things that I wish I hadn't. Have you ever been in an interaction where you're instantly triggered and you said or did something that you wish you hadn't? One of my good friends, Roger, says when that happens to him, he calls it open mouth, insert foot. We put our foot in our mouth and we say and do things that we wish we hadn't. So we try to avoid that. And to do that, you need to detach and analyze and not say things and make sure the timing of the conversation or carrying on the conversation is either postponed, taken to a better time, or you're calm enough to continue. So this video is about the video below. The animated program is about detachment. The story that I want to share with you today is about the time I got fired. I was 28 years old. About 8 months earlier, I had been lured away from a company that I was working for, an industrial rental company. I had just been made sales manager. Things were going great. And this company out of Vancouver really wanted me to come to work for them. They flew me out to Vancouver. I went out and visited my brother. They said, oh, they really wanted me to come out. I said, well, I don't really, not interested in the job. They said, come on out. There's a free ticket for you. The hotel's paid. We just want to talk to you. Come for the weekend. I said, okay, I'll go visit my brother. So I went out. And they made me an offer I couldn't refuse. They offered me a position to open a branch in Alberta for this industrial fastener company. And I was going to get a piece of the action if we hit our targets in the first year. So they gave me targets for the first year. If you hit those targets, we'll give you a piece of the action for all the stuff sold out of the Alberta branch servicing Alberta, Saskatchewan, and northeastern BC. It was a great deal. I was extremely confident. I'd been in industrial sales and sales management for the last 6 years in different positions, and I knew Alberta really well. I had lots of contacts. I felt confident. I took the job. It was only 3 or 4 weeks after being promoted to sales manager, so it was a tough one to quit, but I took the job, and they gave me the annual target. I started July 1st. By February 1st, we hit the annual target 4 full months ahead of schedule. Maybe it was the end of February, I can't remember exactly. And I was excited. I'm going to get a piece of the action. Wage is going to go up. Things are going to be peachy. I get a phone call from the owner of the company. He says, Mike, I'm coming into Edmonton. Will you come have a drink with me at the hotel up in my room here before we meet tomorrow morning? I said, sure. I'm excited. I'm thinking I'm going to get the details of being given a piece of the action. I go up to the room and I go in and visit Ted, and he sits me down and he says, Mike, you're fired. My face dropped. My heart dropped. I was, what the heck? I mean, I was in a situation here. I had 2 young children at home. My wife was a stay-at-home mom because we chose that we wanted to live on one income, and we were able to do that. And so I was the sole breadwinner. I'm thinking, holy smokes, what am I going to do? I'm not going to have a job. I'm worried. And I said, why am I fired? He says, Mike, because you're stealing from the company. I said, what do you mean I'm stealing from the company? He said, yeah, look at here's your company credit card bill here. You filled up twice on the same day. Are you filling your wife's car up with gas? I said, Dad, I called you that day. You're dreaming. I called you and told you I was renting a car because my car was in for service. I filled up the rental car before I returned it. And when I picked up my car, it was empty as well. I went right back to the same gas station and filled it up. As I was filling it up, I thought, geez, I better let Ted know. It'll look like I'm filling up my own personal car. So I phoned you and I told you what happened that day. And I said, watch for it on the bill. He says, it doesn't matter. You're fired. Well, I'm furious at this point. And I knew. I had taken communications courses about 3 years earlier. They made a huge difference in my life, and I knew that if I responded in this heavy, angry energy, that things were not going to go well. So my response, after detaching, looking down on the situation, was to say, Ted, I need to think about this and process this overnight. I'll give you a call in the morning. I'm going to go home right now. And I got up and I started to walk out. As I was walking out, he says, "Oh, you make sure you bring back your company car tomorrow morning." The company car was part of the deal. It had been part of my deal in my previous jobs. And I chose to not answer him and to continue to walk out the door. So let's now back up a little bit before I finish off this story and talk about the HIP, the human interaction process, and how this process happened in this story. The HIP is how we communicate, all of us. We sense something with one of our 5 physical senses. Typically in an interaction, we're hearing and seeing things, but we sense. Then we get a thought pattern. Then we get an emotion. Then we gain an intention, and then we choose our action. So in that process with Ted, what I heard was that I'm fired. What my thought pattern was, this is unfair. I'm supposed to get a piece of the action. They lured me away. My feeling was that I was worried that I'm the sole breadwinner. Where's the money going to come from? My intention was to get the best deal that I possibly could. And so my action was to postpone the conversation, postpone the conversation and tell him that I'll call him, reapproach the next morning. When I was walking out of the room and he said, "Bring back the car tomorrow," that made me more angry. And when I heard "bring back the car tomorrow," my senses, I heard "bring back the car." My thought was, you're treating me unfair. I'm going to make you squirm. That became part of my intention. I'm not going to answer you. My choice of action will be to be silent and walk out. And I was feeling angry and vengeful in the moment. I wanted him to feel the uncomfortableness and worry about his car all night, just like I was going to go home and worry about what I was going to do next. And so I wanted him to feel the same feeling as me. I mean, the underlying intention, though, in all cases, in his case and in my case, the underlying intentions, and when we go through the entire contact program, we'll show you how to get to those underlying intentions. The underlying intentions, he wanted his company to do best, and he had some fears that related to me, that I was going to maybe learn all his suppliers and take all his business and start off on my own, and that's later what I found out that his fear was, and that's why he fired me. My feeling, my underlying intention was to get the best deal for this bad situation for both parties. And so I went home and I thought about it, told my wife, didn't sleep that well that night, got up first thing in the morning, phoned some mentors, phoned a lawyer, got some outside advice, and my philosophy, and when anything's challenging in life, phone a few mentors, and not just one, minimum of 2 to 4, or advisors, or a combination of both, and get their opinions. And the opinion I got was, well, it's basically they lured you away from a good job. You didn't go looking for that job. Because they lured you away, Mike, and because this would be seen as constructive dismissal, you'll stand a good chance in court, and the judge will likely side with you, and you'll get something out of this. He says, they said probably the most we're going to get you is we're going to get you paid out till the end of the year because you hit the yearly contracts. So it's the end of February. They'll pay you out till June 30th. That's the best you're going to get. So I said, okay. So I was calm, cool, and collected. I organized myself. I shared. I know that when we're in a tough situation, the best way to approach that conversation is to share from the HIP, the human interaction process, what I sensed, what I thought, how I felt, what my intention is, and then to inquire and see where the other person's coming from. I always seek first to understand, then to be understood. So in this situation, I phoned up Ted the next morning, and what my intention was in the beginning of that phone call was to get paid out till that end of the year, which was the fairest thing that I could hope for. And I wasn't that worried by this point because a couple of the mentors that I called actually offered me a job. They said, "Oh, you're not going, come to work for me if you're looking for work." So I wasn't too worried at that point about finding another job. In fact, my instant thought was, the heck with working for other people. I've been making other people money for a long time. I'm going to start my own business. And it was after that I started the cellular phone business and grew it from the trunk of my car to 3 stores and $3 million in annual sales. Backing up now, I phoned Ted and I said, "Ted, when you told me I was fired," so I shared what I heard. I shared my sense. "When you told me I was fired, I felt angry and devastated, and I thought that you were cheating me out of getting a piece of the action. I think this is being treated totally unfair. I have phoned some mentors and a lawyer to find out what I think is fair. And what's fair, what I'm being told is fair. You can go to court if you like. But what's being fair, what we consider to be fair is that you pay me out to the end of the year from when I started. So you owe me 4 months' pay. Now, when you cut that check for 4 months' pay, I'll bring your car back. How does that sound to you? What are your thoughts? He said, actually, Mike, that sounds fair. Come in, I'll have the check ready for an hour, bring the car back. He wanted his car back. He wanted to get this situation off his plate. He didn't want to go through court. Either did I. I said, fine, Ted. I'll be there in an hour. So I went in an hour. It was very quick. Here's your keys to your car. Here's your check. See you later. Good luck with future endeavors. And I never talked to Ted again. But what made the interaction and things work out smoothly was the fact that I didn't respond in the moment. I could have just made him really angry, so that he said, the hell with you, I'm angry, we're going to court, and then drag it all out. Instead, I detached. I separated myself from the situation. I looked down on the situation, thought about the best way to respond in the moment, which was to pause, set the timing to discuss further till tomorrow, when everybody's a little bit more cooled down, after I could get more information. And so that's what we did. And so by pausing and detaching from the situation and then setting the timing for a better time, we both got what we wanted and moved on. So that's the lesson today, is to learn in those tense situations to detach from the emotion, from the angst, from the negative judgments, and then think about it from a calm place of reason that's not emotionally spiked. When our emotions spike up, our ability to reason takes a dive. And that's when our emotions spike up, when we do and our reason takes a dive, that we do and say things that we wish we hadn't. I prevented that and I got what we want, and it was all solved in less than 24 hours because I was able to detach, set the timing better, approach the conversation with an effective format, planned conversation, and state intentions, find out his intentions, and get what we wanted. So to learn to detach, watch the video below. I just posted it. It's also going to be posted at the Success Tool Chest vlog blog. I'm releasing the animated contact communications program for effective leadership over the next 25-30 weeks. 1 video a week. And so you can get this program for free as I'm releasing it. After it's fully released over the next few weeks, it's going to be all taken off the vlog blog, and it will be charging the regular price for it at that time. So enjoy the free animated contact communications program from findamentor.com and successtoolchest.com, the animated version. Watch video 3 down below if you want to watch video 1, the hip, and video 2, part 1 of Consciousness Now, which ask yourself 6 questions, get aware. And then this is part 3 of Consciousness Now, detach, get aware, and set the timing right before you begin to out yourself and take the conversation or the interaction or the situation to the next level. Enjoy the video. Like the video if you like it. Like our posts. Check out successtoolchest.com. We've got 44 other vlog blogs posted there on different communication situations. I've been posting one every week for the last 44 weeks now. Check out findamentor.com. Don't forget to be a mentor. Pay it forward. Mentoring is free. Coaching is done for a fee. Mentor somebody in that aspect of life that you're really good at. If you're looking to get some mentorship, join. There's over 1,900 different categories where you can be a mentor or find a mentor for free. Enjoy. Go make it an awesome day, and we'll see you next week in Help Me Communicate, where we'll talk about the first video in Module 2 of Contact, which is how to out yourself effectively. Bye for now. Have a wonderful day. Cheers.